If you've been following my personal saga with the Meta Quest 3 update v79, you know that it broke the audio on my Quest, or maybe the audio just died itself, but now Quest update v81 is coming, hopefully to save the day. That's right, we're skipping v80 again. Strange, but not the first time this has happened. There was a couple in the 70s we skipped as well. And now Quest has announced v81 is going into the public test channel, meaning some people in PTC have already got it, and it's completely revamping the home environment and making a lot of other minor tweaks we'll cover. But the biggest change that people are going to notice who have this already, it's the moment you jump into your Quest, you are now in what's called immersive home. This replaces what people call the boring home environments that you could just kind of teleport around different spots to, with an immersive home that you can fully move around inside of VR. One single environment that will stay the same, but the background scenery can be changed between different options: Horizon Central, Valley, Midnight, Oceanarium, and the big deal being that it is a much higher quality visual. You can pin things around the home, they're going to stay there. Lighting tweaks that actually match the world around, and a lot of excitement from people about this when this is really still just the home environment that usually is what stands between me and getting in the game or program I'm getting into. But it does make the home environment maybe something that people will find more useful. You can move all around it, you can sit in the seats, and they've taken the Horizon Worlds locomotion system and made it now in the home environment. So it's all one unified movement style, whether you're in your home or jumping into Horizon Worlds if you are. But similar to what we expected years ago with Augments, it is going to allow you to pin up to 3 windows at a time in the VR home that will stay pinned in the home. You can pin them up in the walls or around the home, and they won't even cut through the home walls. You'll be able to move around, and it does give you that sense of Augments staying in an environment, although it still is a virtual environment. An Instagram window you can add to it, so you can actually peruse Instagram from inside of your headset, inside of your virtual home. There's of course the Horizon Central portal still, which you can pin somewhere now, an avatar mirror. But the neater part about this, towards what we were looking for with Augments, is that now in pass-through you will also be able to pin those, and they're supposed to stay exactly where you put them. So in theory, you could pin this on your actual wall if you use the same room for VR all the time, and it would stay there for you to be able to walk over, look at, and then go back to jumping into your game or whatever else you're doing in your headset. Of course, Luna, our resident code scrubber, looking through and finding some other abilities that may start to show up as features, and an ability to actually show off these windows to others. So if you had something pinned in your home, you could take that and show it to another person. They'll actually be able to see what's on your window in kind of a SharePlay style function. We all know how popular the new Navigator feature was, and it seems that they've pushed that back to the side. That's not going to be the default for now. We are going to be using the main UI as the default, but Navigator is still available. Although a lot of you have still said in the comments you don't have the Navigator at all, and it does make me wonder if they're considering this a failed experiment and if it will just fade into the background. But Meta has said it is making the old universal menu UI the default for most people to keep things simple and familiar, and others will be able to enable the Navigator in advanced settings, but it definitely feels like they're kind of skirting it to the background. Meta claims they're also improving the Meta AI, although there has been some back and forth and mixed reviews on that, with people saying that it's still buggy and a problem, and also more code strings suggesting that there are improvements coming to the camera system, even with people being able to select their own video codecs. So maybe some good news for content creators. Of course, v81, this is really early. We'll report back when there are finalized details of what everyone's going to get, and not just in the public test channel. But although I have headsets in the public test channel, I haven't seen v81 show up on any of them yet. v79 is what I'm stuck on, and I'm hoping that maybe v81 will come through on my headset and fix my audio, but if not, then we'll know it's probably just the audio on the actual headset died for some reason. Probably nothing to do with how we treated the Quest though. What do you think? Have you got this update? Are you in the public test channel? How are you feeling about the new home environment? Do you even care about a home environment, or like me, is it kind of just what's in your way when you're trying to get into the headset? Maybe though, if some of these augments in pass-through are good enough, it would be an exciting thing to see and utilize those. And as soon as we actually get v81 to test here, we'll report back. If like me, since the early days of VR, you've been waiting for Ready Player One's VR Oasis to happen, then you have got to check out Resonite. This is a limitless social VR platform, and just like the Oasis, this lets you take objects, create objects from world to world, have them in your inventory. You can create directly inside of the app. You can bring in your own PDFs and things, anything you want to in this universe, and nothing is tied down to a certain environment or a certain avatar. You can take anything out anywhere you want. You can scale up items huge. It's wild the amount of things you're allowed to do in this game. It also just had a giant update, making the performance super fast. I was playing around on this. The load times to go from world to world have improved so much, and it shows. The reviews are all very pretty positive, high reviews from the start date, and then the recent ones, of course, since this new update have been high. It's not only a game, but it's a VR engine. People are saying it is without a doubt the most powerful engine out there. Interactability and functionality are above anything else. With this newest update now, people are saying you don't even need mods. Everything is fixed, and it's hard to put into words how much this project has to offer. The game is totally free on Steam. There will be a link down in the description in the comments. Go add this to your library, whether you want to try it flat, whether you're going to check it out in VR, or if you're just waiting to get your rig together, you can go ahead and add it now so you'll have it for later. And if you get in and you really like what you see, you can support them through subscriptions, and they'll give you some extra storage space and other bonus features. But if you want to jump in and see what the future of VR feels like, check this out and find someone in the community to take you through, show you how the objects work. Everyone I've met has been super nice in there. Big thanks to Resonite for sponsoring the news this week, and congrats to them on this new update. Greatly improved performance, and I'm excited to see what they're doing for the community. With MetaConnect only weeks away, the hopes of a Quest 4 of any sort this year are pretty much completely fizzled out. We've been reporting on that with you about the news of it being pushed to 2027, some sort of ultra lightweight headset coming in 2026. But more and more rumors are surfacing up that Asus ROG headset might actually get revealed this year. This would be an Asus specific headset developed on the Quest operating system, and now in this latest v81 update, more code scrubbing thanks to Luna has found something talking about a headset that has the ability to use eye and face tracking authentication, with it talking about being able to eye unlock your headset, protecting all your passwords with just a glance, warnings about the eye unlock not being able to be turned on or off or removed. And this was even alluded earlier this year back in v78, showing that there might still be some sort of high-end device, but probably more likely not till 2026. We traveled all the way up to Canada just to try out some of the new prototypes that are being worked on with development towards future quests, possibly Quest 4, possibly this lightweight one. And although we haven't finished the full video with all of our details, I do want to say that getting to try those headsets felt really revolutionary. It feels like if even half of what we got to see could make it to Quest 4, then it would be a big leap, unlike how people are feeling with the Quest 2 to Quest 3S, or even some people saying the Quest 2 to Quest 3 just wasn't as big of a leap as they wanted it to be. The wild amounts of field of view or the super high-end resolution we got to see through those headsets has me hopeful and hoping that we're going to see some great quests, but it would be really exciting for at least one of these other headsets we've been promised to come out this year, or maybe be announced for early next year, to help bring some more surge of excitement back to the industry. But speaking of Quest 3 surges and success, there was some newfound success over on Steam VR. The 3 and 3S usage both have gone up, with publications questioning is that the sales that we saw, the lower prices, or even the Xbox edition itself coming out, with a 7% jump in Quest 3 headsets being used on Steam and only a 1.5% drop in Quest 2, so it's not that many people upgrading and replacing theirs, and a more modest 0.5% up on the Quest 3S. We are seeing more and more quests being used for Steam VR, and a drop in the Valve Index itself of over 3.5%, meaning maybe some people have finally given up hope on something else from Valve anytime soon and jumped over to Quests. It's wild to see Quest Pro usage was even up. Maybe a lot of people just dug out their old Quests or finally got the PC running because they're sick of us just not having enough games on mobile Quest, and they wanted to try out those high-end PC games. But what do you think out there? What would account for this sudden surge on Steam? Or is it just summer's winding down and people want to get back in VR and do more? If you're still rocking a Quest 2 or no VR headset at all, we are giving away another Quest 3 headset. This was after a very successful giveaway that we did with FitXR of 6 Quest 3Ss, and I'm happy to announce that now I think 5 out of 6 of those headsets have been relocated to their new homes. But a lot of you said you really want the full Quest 3, the extra storage, the pancake lenses, so we are giving away another one. So with that right now, comments and description, there's going to be a link to that giveaway. A good amount of you already jumped in and joined it, showing that the Quest 3s are really what you wanted. About 1,000 people have entered into that contest so far, but it's still running for a while. So if you do want to win your own Quest 3, make sure and jump in and join that. Another congratulations to those 6 winners of those Quest 3Ss. Thanks to FitXR for doing that with us, and good luck on this round. With only rumors of anything Quest being announced, it seems like the big focus is going to be the AI-style glasses, Project Celeste, the rumored Meta's own AI smart glasses that will have at least a single screen in them to see what you're taking pictures of, what you're viewing. But even this close to a possible launch of that, the Meta Oakleys are now officially available for sale at a price of $399. Oakley Meta smart glasses are a lot like the Ray-Bans we talked about before, but with slightly better pictures, better battery life, better video, still no sort of screens in them, and a pretty unique and odd shape and look, but they've been officially on the shelves for about a week now. And if any of you out there got them, I'd be interested to hear what you think of them. I don't have any idea if we're going to be getting any of these or being able to check these out. I wouldn't mind personally trading up my Ray-Bans because I do find the battery life runs out on them, but I feel like these Oakleys are so weird looking. I don't know that they would look good. They have such a weird cutout around your nose and the shape of them. I feel like all the pictures I've seen on people, they always have them to the side a little bit. They try to avoid like the full front face on, probably because they look a little strange. And with more of these being on the market, I have noticed more people now notice when I'm wearing them and ask me if I'm recording, especially with how people feel about AI. There's articles coming out about how people don't like these AI glasses are going to be everywhere, that they're recording everything. And granted, the Ray-Bans claim to not be recording all the time, but some of these new glasses really kind of talk about how they'll be able to help you find your keys that you've left behind because they're watching everything you do.
I keep losing my hotel key card. Do you know where I last left the card?
The hotel key card is to the right of the music record.
Great.
So I'm curious, how do you feel about all that out there? Are you avoiding glasses like this? Do you feel like it's just the next iteration of smartphones? Except now, sometimes at least your smartphone's in your pocket and couldn't see. It might have only been listening. Now your glasses could be doing everything. So what do you think about all this Meta Connect, the smart glasses, what's going on in VR? Let me know in the comments down below. As far as I know, we are not going to be attending Meta Connect this year unless they give us like a really last minute invite. But that means we'll be streaming it here live for you. We'll be able to talk about it, discuss it in the chat while it's happening. I personally haven't heard of any of the Quest VR specific people going, even that went in the last couple years, so maybe this year really is all about the glasses, or maybe they just have a much smaller venue and they're not inviting as many people. There are rumors that a lot of Horizon Worlds mobile creators got invited, so maybe there's some mobile announcements that we don't know about, or who knows, maybe somehow some version of Horizon Worlds is going to run on the new glasses in one screen. I have no idea. They made it work on a phone. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And thank you once again for being here with me day after day. I really appreciate you. I'll see you in another reality.